the crucible of noise coming in here is quite unbearable, let alone being at the scene of the event. So it's a matter we have to look at, not only for this activity, but even going into the future. It has to be taken seriously. And leadership, and particularly my colleagues in majority, whose members have been vetted, should take this matter up. Honorable Rickett should take this matter up and ensure that sanity prevails in the premises. I thank you, Speaker.
Yes, honorable members, this is a serious matter we should take on board, because there must always be law and order wherever Parliament sits. And committee sittings are part of the sitting of the Parliament of Ghana. It's part of the plenary session, and that is why in our revised standing orders, we have acknowledged that attendance at committee meetings is part of the attendance of the sitting of Parliament, and they should be captured in the votes and proceedings. Any member that attends committee sitting should be recognized as attendance to the sitting of Parliament, and therefore that member should not be marked as being absent from the sitting of Parliament. We're taking due notice of these votes and proceedings as the official communication and official records of the attendance of members to the sitting of Parliament. And you recall my ruling in a case involving 3 members of Parliament, which were usually referred to as the Honorable Adjournment Safo case. It affected 3 members, and that, you recall, were Honorable Kennedy Ajapong and Honorable Henry Kote, and then Honorable Adjournment Safo. If you recall, I insisted that the report of that committee, the Committee on Privileges, should be brought back to the floor for the deliberation of the whole House, and that it should not be the case that the law is that the decision of that committee is final, because vacation of seat by a member was so serious a matter that it should not be left to a committee of Parliament to have the final say. Those days, I think some members disagreed with me. Key members, key leaders disagreed with me. But today, I'm sure wise counsel will prevail. Here we are today. If we are to apply that rule, please, this House will not be as it is constituted. And so sometimes experience we will always maintain is the best teacher. The directive I've given may not be palatable to some people, but please, as much as we encourage the participation of the public in what we do here, the rule is that there must be law and order. The rule and the standing orders of the House is what prevails here, not the caprices of any individual member, including the Speaker of Parliament. The Speaker is to maintain the law and order, and that I swore to do, and I'll continue to do that. So please, honorable members, we will now take item 3, messages from the President. I am informed that some messages from the President have not been captured in the official records, particularly a message dealing with the nomination of ministers for parliamentary approval. Because some were taken by my deputies, I want to know whether the one dated 21st January 2021, dealing with the nomination of ministers for parliamentary approval, a number of our colleagues were nominated, and also some members designated as ministers of state for some sectors, and also regional ministers. It's dated 21st January 2025. Has that been taken? I don't know, table office, was that taken here? 21st January 2025. It's a communication from His Excellency the President. Yes, I've just been told that the one involving the regional ministers, 3 nominees for the position of regional ministers, and then 14 nominees for various sectors. That was taken. But there was a second one that wasn't taken. That has to do with taken.
Yeah, this is the only one I'm supposed to see.
Where's the other one?
The second one has not been closed.
Well, according to my usher, it has not been given to us yet. Then we will take the messages from His Excellency dated 23rd and yes, the one dated 23rd January 2025. It reads, Right Honorable Speaker, absence from Ghana. In accordance with Article 59 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I write to formally notify you of my intention to travel outside the country on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and the House will not be sitting tomorrow. Saturday, 25th January 2025, for an official working visit to Luanda, Angola. During this trip, I will also attend a high-level retreat of heads of state of the AU institutional reforms in Nairobi, Kenya. Additionally, I plan to participate in the African Heads of State Energy Summit, scheduled to take place from 27th to 28th January 2025 in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. I'll return to Ghana on Wednesday, 29th January 2025. In my absence, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, shall, in accordance with Article 68 of the Constitution, act in my stead. Signed, John Dramani Mahama. This is directed to the Right Honorable Speaker, Office of Parliament, Parliament House, and it is for your information and that of the general public. Honorable members, I don't have formal communication today, so we'll move to item 5, correction of votes and proceedings and official report. We'll start with the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 23rd January 2025, page 1. Page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7. Yes, page 7.
Honorable Speaker, with respect, I would like to seek your guidance on page 7, item 5, formal communication by the Speaker. With your indulgence, I would like to read what is stated here. The Right Honorable Speaker informed the House of his receipt of a communication dated 9th January 2025 from the independent member for Kwahu Afram Plains North Constituency, Mr. Wolaisi Pele, informing the Speaker and the House of his intention to associate with the National Democratic Congress caucus in the named parliament for the purpose of transacting business in the House. The Speaker, under Order 6 interpretation, caucus, my challenge is the meaning of this letter to you, intention to transact business with the NDC. Intention and authorization, in my respective view, are different. That's why I'm seeking your guidance. Is he now planning to caucus with the NDC? Because I think that he is not yet. Either he joins or he doesn't. With the intention, it appears to me that there's something in process, and that will not permit him to be considered as part of the caucus of the NDC. So with respect and with your experience, I would like to seek your direction on this matter. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member, I just decided to refresh my memory from the contents of the communication to me from the Honorable Pele Wolaisi, Member of Parliament for Kwahu Afram Plains North. It's dated 9th January 2025. Maybe the table office or the official reports did not capture it properly. The member wrote to me, and with your permission, I'll read exactly what he communicated. He said, "Dear Sir, declaration to do business with the NDC caucus. I, Pele Wolaisi, an independent candidate member of Parliament for Kwahu Afram Plains North constituency, do hereby declare that I shall, for the purpose of transacting business in the House, associate with the NDC caucus in the 9th Parliament. For the avoidance of doubt, I hereby affirm that I shall cooperate and collaborate with the NDC caucus in the 9th Parliament. Thank you. So I think it's the table office that did not capture it properly. It's not intention to associate. It says, I hereby declare that I shall, for the purpose of transacting business in the House, associate with the NDC. It's not intention to associate. So I thank you for drawing our attention for the right the nation to be captured on the votes and proceedings. It's not an intention. He has declared to associate. And so it shall be. Because he doesn't want it to look like it's a measure. No. He wants to be his independent member. But for the purpose of transacting business in the House, he will associate with the NDC. That is the only communication that I have, which I read to the House. So please, table office, you are directed to capture it properly. Page 8. Page 9. Sorry, page 8.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respectfully, 6.2, Mr. Fifi Fiavikwete. The Fifi is F-I-I. Mr. Speaker, I'm Fifi, so it was 5-5 instead of Fifi. He spells it F-I-F-I. No, Fifi is F-I-I-F-I.
His rendition of Fifi is F-I-F-I.
Oh, very well.
That is what is stated on the communication.
Thank you.
It's F-I-F-I, Fifi, not Fifi. Yes, please.
Speaker, I can understand my colleague who is a first-timer, but I'm rudely surprised that your own general secretary, Speaker, it's surprising. No, are you not surprised yourself? Are you not surprised yourself? No problem, I'll end it here.
Yes, we are still at page 8. Page 9. Yes, Honorable Member.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. I seek your guidance on paragraph 10 of page 9. The outgoing Honorable Majority Leader at the time he spoke on the floor was also the Minister of Finance. And I do not know if the rendition can capture that inclusively. I'm grateful.
I don't have the verbatim report of the official reports, but What I do know is that he spoke in his capacity as the outgoing majority leader. I don't know whether he referred to his position also as Minister of Finance. If he did, then it will be captured. But if he didn't do that, then they will just use his capacity because he's giving the remarks as the outgoing honorable majority leader. If not, then we'll have to go on to add all the other titles, also as the leader of government business. You know, outgoing leader of government business and current Minister of Finance. So we'll check from the official report and then do the proper rendition. Page 10. Yes, please. Is it page 9 or 10?
Page 10.
Page 10, yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I'd like to seek your advice on page 10, item 11. The Honorable Minority Leaders as captured under remarks by the Honorable Minority Leader. If you refer to page 1, item 24, the title Osahin has been captured. And you realize as you go through the votes and proceedings, all the titles as captured for honorable members is also used in the narrative. So I want to know, under item 11, we are missing the Osahin. She's supposed to be there. As it's been captured, if you look at page 9, under item 10, for the outgone majority leader, the title DR has been captured. So I want your advice on this. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member, you are right. The minority leader insists that his title should be captured. Osahin, as I said, is Osahin, not Osahine. So please, even yesterday he drew our attention to it, but he did it in camera. And so it should be captured in the votes and proceedings. Thank you. Page 11. Yes, please.
Speaker, by way of a further guide, does it mean that henceforth the Honorable Minority Leader will be called Osahini Alexander Kwame Napenyo Makin instead of prefixing that with a Mr.? So Mr. will no longer appear. By way of guide.
Well, I think he would prefer the Osahin to Mr.
To Mr.
Yes.
Okay.
But this one, he is not available to confirm.
Thank you.
So let's leave it as it is now. When it's available, he will confirm. Whether he still wants the Mr. and then at the end they put Osahin, or he wanted to start with Osahin.
Speaker, I'm guided.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have his authorization and mandate? Yes, please.
Speaker, if you may, I think Hansard will bear me out that we had an occasion to talk about the same matter at length, and the leader had insisted and confirmed that he wants to be addressed officially as Osahin. So this is not a matter we should debate about. I recall you were in the chamber then, yes, or you were then lobbying for.
No,
I'm not sure
he's not contesting
yes,
that.
You are asking whether we should repeat Mr. together with Osahini.
Yes, that was the issue.
Speaker, that is not the issue at all. I'm only saying that giving your guide, it means going forward, we will see, for instance, the Honorable Minority Leader, a member for Efutu, Osahene Alexander Kwamina Apenyo Markin instead of Mr. Alexander Kwamina Apenyo Markin Osahene. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That there should be by Speaker's directive, it will bring clarity to how his name will be written. That's what I'm saying.
All of you, I'm sure you know the peculiar situation of the minority leader. You can see from his name. And so he wants to, whether he's from Volta region or he's from Efutu. I don't know, many of you, whether you know him properly, but I know him very well. I know where the dad comes from. And I know where the mom comes from. And I know they settled in Winneba, Efutu. So once he's been given the title Osahen, and he says he should be called Osahen, let's give that to him. He is not Simpa. If you are going maternal, he's Gomwa. If you are going paternal, he is Eve. But he decided that the title given him is Osahin, so he wants that. And he represents Efutu. I shouldn't be telling you your history. I should keep it to myself, and I will do that. But just because this has been raised, that's why I want clarification. Please, page 11. Page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Page 14, item 20. Statement. I think yesterday, having discussed on the floor the statement by the honorable member for the statement he put, the Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker indicated that the issue needs to be revisited because of its importance, and I believe it should be captured as such. Thank you.
I don't know what happened, whether it was a directive or just a comment in passing. If it was a directive, then it should be captured. Second Deputy Speaker, please help us.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, yesterday we had its statement, and the statement was to the effect that after the deliberation, people were insisting that a directive should be given, but we insisted that since the committees are not in place, we should hold on till the committees are in place. So we will revisit it next time that issue is raised. So that is how we looked at it. So it's not something that probably we captured in such a way that at all costs we have to revisit it. But we said that issue topic must be revisited so that we can probably refer to appropriate committee to look into it because of its importance. So that is how we put it that way.
Well, then I think the rendition as it is correct. We'll leave it for the future. Yes, please.
Speaker, oh, sorry.
Mr. Speaker, on page 14, number 20, paragraph 20, my name, Davis Ansan Opoku. The spelling of Davis, there's no E in there. But I realized that they placed a E in the spelling of Davis. Thank you very much.
Yes, please. Table of kindly take note. Yes, please.
Honourable Speaker, with respect, on the issue of the statement that was made yesterday on item 20. Speaker, this is a very critical issue, and I'm kind of confused about the explanation we are providing regarding the revisiting of the same topic. I'll be happy if, because of the nature, if there could be a definite period within which we will consider this matter. Because, Mr. Speaker, the rate of attrition in our parliament is not only worrying but troubling. So I think that there should be certain definite directive as to when and how this matter should be dealt with. I'm not sure, Mr. Speaker, you are happy seeing that more than half of freshers in the last parliament couldn't come back. And I think that we need to do more to avert this disaster. It's a disaster because we don't want this trend to continue. So I'll be happy if there's a right forum or a process for us to have a definite way forward on this matter. Thank you.
Well, honorable members, I think this is one of the agenda items for the 9th Parliament. It's been on for some time now. I recall as far back as the 2nd Parliament. It's not an easy area to legislate. And depending on how you see it, it could also be a blessing to the country. Was we're getting many more people to come here to experience and learn what this whole system is about. And so in the early stages of your growth, you open up for many more people to experience it. Because as we say, experience is we say, he who feels it knows it better. So when you give them the opportunity to come and feel it, to come and experience it, they know it better, they support the advocacy and the education, and then the people then get to know the system better. So it's good that, yes, we have this high attrition rate, so that many poor people come in. I know a number of people who come in, and just after the 4 years, they just opt out. But they see that they don't fit in, and they go back to continue with their various professions. But they learn a lot, and they don't go being misled by others who see it differently. And it helps build up the culture of multi-party democracy in the country. So it's not all bad to have a high attrition rate to start with. But as we go along, you see that many more people will be falling out because they see that, no, it's not worth it. I can serve my country in other areas than in mainline politics. And so that is good for the country. I don't see it as that bad. We have to be investing to educate and build up the culture of multi-party democracy. And I think it's okay. Let's encourage it. Because it's a matter of choice. If you are good, they will retain you. If you are not good, they will reject you. And that is also good. It rekindles the competitive spirit. And all of you, you have to show why you should continue to be here. Yes, so let's leave it as it is, but we will definitely come back to it, and we'll do more consultation with stakeholders as to which area to legislate and what to legislate on. Honorable members, page 15. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, on page 15, at the business committee meeting yesterday, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim was present, but his name has not been captured here as part of the members present.
Honorable Member, his name is there. He's the one who presided. And is there. The Honorable First Deputy Chief Whip, Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim, presided. Thank you so much. Page 16. Honorable Members, the votes on proceedings of the fifth sitting dated Thursday, 23rd January 2025, as corrected, is adopted as a true record of proceedings. We move on to item 6, business statement for the third week. Chairman, Business Committee.
Okay. No, I'm making some statement before I go there. I'll go there and make it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Sorry.
I would like to indulge
your
you.
colleague is raising some issue. Yes, a minute.
Oh,
yes, please.
Okay.
Please. Sir, I have nothing against our respected deputy leader presenting the business statement. However, I was there. The meeting was presided over by the Honorable Ahmed. You were not there at all. How will you be able to speak to something that you didn't witness? So, Speaker, I'm just bringing this to the notice of the House. If there are things, because we are going to raise issues, will you be able to defend them? You were not there. All right, proceed. Speaker, he may proceed, but he should be ready for our questions.
Yes, Honorable Member, actually, I didn't hear what you said. So
Mr.
let
Speaker,
me hear you and see whether he has made a genuine
I didn't
observation.
say anything. And then
You haven't said anything.
Yeah, you just jumped in. Mr. Speaker, before we come to the
He
business,
did what?
Before we come to the business statement,
What did you say? He did what? He jumped in.
Mr. Speaker, I would draw that. Mr. Speaker, I was just going to seek your indulgence, basically to guide me to apply to vary the business of the day by going to the commencements of public business and get the chairman of the appointment committee to lay the fifth report, and then go back then to do the business statement for the third week, and then the chairman will come back in again to do the motion item number 10. This is the request, Mr. Speaker, I was trying to make, and my honorable friend came in, not jumped in, he came in.
Yes, please.
Speaker, I see the first deputy rightly seated, and I have no objection to the humble application made by the deputy leader.
The word used by the standing orders is interrupt. Interrupt. He interrupted you. You see,
Mr. Speaker, I'm guided.
not jumped in. Yes, honorable members, The request is for us to vary the order of business, and then once there is no objection, I'll proceed to do so, and then we'll move on straight to at the commencement of public business. Item 8, presentation of papers. The following papers to be presented. 8A, by the chairman of the committee.
Fifth report of the appointment committee on His Excellency the President's nominations for appointment as ministers.
Honorable members, the paper is presented accordingly and is for distribution to all members of Parliament. Item 8B is not ready.
Speaker, that is so. Mr. Speaker, may I pray you to direct the table office to distribute the reports as presently laid to members so that they can have...
I've done that already.
Very well, Mr. Speaker.
I've done
Thank
that.
you.
So do we go back to item 6?
That is so. Business statement, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we allow the chairman of the appointments committee to go and continue with his business. Then we go back to item 6, business statement for the third week. Yes, since the chairman of the business committee is not available, can any member of the business committee present the report to the House? Business committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The business statement for the third week ending Friday, the 31st of January, 2025. Mr. Speaker, the committee met on Thursday, the 23rd of January, 2025.
Yes, just a minute. Let your colleagues are raising an issue. Yes, please. What is it?
Please take your seat. Speaker, if I will refresh the memory of this House, you recall, Speaker, per your wisdom and guidance, we had constituted the selection committee, the business committee, and the appointment committee for very obvious reasons. So, Speaker, I looked at the membership of the business committee. I did not see the Honorable Rickett as a member. And so I'm unable to accede to his request to present the report. In any case, he wasn't even there. He wasn't present at the meeting. The meeting was chaired by Honorable Ahmed. And I want my colleagues to understand, I'm not being a litigant here. He was not there. Speaker, I was there. Speaker, so if it is the case, Speaker, if it is the case, as the request of the Right Honorable Speaker was, can any member of the business committee present the report? I am a member, a proud member of the business committee. I will present the report for you. Speaker, if it pleases you, let me present the report for the government side. I've seen my leader smiling at me. But leader, you were not there. Honorable Ayariga, respected majority, that you were not there either. My good friend, Honorable Eche Roxanne, was also not there. Do you want to present your business statement or not? Yes, so it has to be presented by a member of the committee. And your proud minority chief whip is here to present a report for you. Speaker, so I don't know how you are going to present the report now. Speaker, your directives were crystal clear. A member of the business committee should do the needful by presenting the report. You don't want to listen to me. I'm the only one here. You won't allow me. Let's see how you present the report.
Yes, please.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering the basis for which the minority chief whip is raising issue in this matter. Mr. Speaker, may I refer the House humbly to Order 216, Sub-Rule 1. Speaker, is to the effect that the business committee comprises the leader of government business as chairperson, the minority leader as the ranking member, the chief whips, and not more than 11 other members. Mr. Speaker, now your directive was that in the absence of the leader, any member, Mr. Speaker, he hasn't determined that the deputy majority leader is not a member of the committee. And in any case, Mr. Speaker, we have had deputy majority leaders present business statements on this floor. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe that myself, I'm here as the whip. The leader himself is here, competently represented, and we are available to deal with this business. So, I believe that we should make progress in this matter, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
I can only refer to the standing orders in trying to guide members. Or you want to say something before I do that?
Speaker, we will defer to you for guidance. However, my colleague quoted 216, and he's right. He's right. Statutory representation is captured there. It's right. But colleague quoted 216, and he's right. He's right. Statutory representation is captured there. It's right. But, Speaker, let's put matters.
Order 96. A paper, Order 96. A paper may be presented to the House only by the Speaker, the chairperson of a committee, a member, a minister, or a head of an independent constitutional body. Are we together? Have you heard what I read? So clearly,
Speaker, with respect, in this House, we've always been guided by you.
yes.
And Speaker, we will take a cue from you on any day. However, if you recall, the three committees who were formed were formed by a motion, and same motion was adopted by this House. Now, in proper context, in the face of the motion that was formed, three of you are strangers when it comes to the membership of the Business Committee, unless we vary the earlier motion that was taken. So let's go by the rules. Yeah.
I don't know why you interrupted my ruling. I have not ruled yet. I have not guided
apologies.
you.
Apologies.
I was just reading Order 96. And I was trying to explain to members that Order 96 talks about chairperson of a committee, a member of the committee, a minister, or a head of an independent constitutional body. These are mandated by our rules to be the only people that can present a paper to the House. And so the issue raised by the Minority Chief Whip is in the right direction. The only thing that could have persuaded me is that if he has sought my leave and also mentioned that he has the authority of the chairman of the committee to do so on his behalf, then he would have been acting as an attorney of the chairman, and I would have permitted him to do so. But he did not do that. And so, not being a member of the committee, and worst of all, not being present at the meeting of the committee, he is not in the position to present the report or paper for and on behalf of the business committee. So I think that objection is upheld. And so we will call on a member of the committee or any of those identified by the standing orders to do so. It doesn't necessarily mean that the member must be government. The system we are running in Ghana allows so many formations. You can have a minority party in government because, honorable member, I can identify the person who was yes, you can have a minority government where the people decide to elect your flag bearer as president, but disagree with the parliamentary candidates and opt for the majority to be in opposition. You can have that. You can also have an independent presidential candidate being the president of Ghana. Yes, that is the choice of the people, and is allowed by our constitution. And so in such a situation, you cannot be talking about the government until he decides to constitute his government. And he can decide to constitute his government as independent presidential candidate, now president of the country, by choosing his ministers from the political parties. Definitely they have to come from political parties or outside political parties. But by our constitution now, majority should be from where? parliament, and they have to be from political parties. So you can have all sort of formations, government formations, using the 1992 Constitution. And so when we were crafting the rules, we took all those things into consideration. And that is why even now, we try to respond to the winner-take-all situation in the country by allowing people whose party is not in power to even chair select committees. That is in the new standing orders. So that it's not like because you've won, every power is given to you. There will be power sharing in the House so that we can hold the House as an institution, as a family, as a body, work in the national interest, not in the interest of parties. So I think that that is right. And the members of the committee, and that is why I gave the option that any member of the committee, the president, the chair not being present, could present the report of the committee as a rule. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the Minority Chief Whip raises a further question about even the capacity of the leader of government business being able to present the report of the business committee if that person has not been captured in a report laid and adopted in this House as a member of the business committee. So far as he is concerned, and I listened to him carefully, following the reconstitution of the front bench of this side of the House and the coming into office of a new leader of government business, once you were not captured in the earlier report on committees, which was laid and adopted in this House, it appears to me that his contention is that even that person is, strictly speaking, not a member of the business committee and can therefore not present the report. But Mr. Speaker, I want you to rule, take into consideration Order 2161. Because 2161 says, the business committee comprises the leader of government business as chairperson, the leader of the party or parties in parliament which do not form the government as the ranking chairperson, the chief whips, and not more than 11 other members. This is a committee in which the officials are identified by their offices and not as individuals. By their offices and not as individuals. So to read this standing order to be amendable by the report of a committee adopted by this House appears to me to be what he is seeking to do. Can we say today that Honorable Atuforsen remains the chairperson of the business committee in the face of Order 2161? Can we say that Honorable Abuja remains a member of the business committee in the face of Order 216? Because it is one of the few committees where membership is statutory and identified by office. So whoever occupies that office automatically becomes the person that should be on the committee. And I believe that those who framed this did not intend that any time that there is a change in that office holder, that we come and then hold a meeting, that we appoint new members representing those offices and then present their report and debate their report and then adopt it and etc. I believe that anybody who steps into those offices automatically become the members of that committee and can carry the functions of that office. So, Mr. Speaker, I invite you to consider that and give guidance. This is the first time it is happening, I believe, and this is a novel situation, and you are the custodian of the rules and the interpreter of the rules and the person who ensures that it is enforced. So, Mr. Speaker, I invite you to give us some guidance on this matter.
Yes, Honorable Member for Asawase.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respectfully disagree with the majority leader. Because, Mr. Speaker, when you were doing the report, you had their names before designation. And supposing it was like the Intelligence Committee, where each member had to swear, are you saying by change of name as majority leader of government business and changes, you step in and you don't have to swear, you have to swear an oath? So, Mr. Speaker, yes, I agree that we are masters of our own rules, and for convenience, we can stand down most of the orders and just take the amendment at a shot. But to assume that you could just walk in and carry on, Mr. Speaker, even though it's not explicitly stated in our rules, we'll be setting a bad precedent, in my view. Because, like I said, when the report was being taken, it was Honorable Atuforsin, Majority Leader, Honorable Kwame Govins Agboja, Majority Chief Whip. So now, if Honorable Mama Yerga becomes the Majority Leader, it is a simple process that we need to go back and change. Because if there was supposed to be a swearing in, he would have to take the oath. He would not just walk into it. Yes, it's not explicit, but I think that looking at our standard and our practice, this would be the neatest way to do it, rather than to assume that you just walk in. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, my understanding of the practice of this House is that when you make a determination on the matter, a member who is aggrieved may have to come back to you formally. As far as I'm concerned, the application by my colleague, Honorable Anodombre, was upheld by you. But be that as it may, since the leader of government business wants to introduce us to some jurisprudence, which in my view is good for our purpose, because this is a chamber of debate, save that his continuous exercise of this right will lead to the delay of government business. And we'll support him if he wants to delay government business. I cautioned him yesterday, because there are great lawyers and debaters here who will join him in this exercise, which will take the whole day. So when government business delays, he shouldn't blame the minority, because around this time, you should have finished your thing and then move on. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Mubarak Mutaka took the wind out of my sail when in his second point, he talked about suspension of our rules. The rules recognize situations where we would have such lacuna, and therefore provided for in Order 3. Order 3, suspension of standing orders. With your leave, Mr. Speaker, I quote, 1, subject to the provisions of the Constitution, a motion for the suspension of an order or part of an order may be moved without notice with the leave of the House. 2, where the order or part of the order is to be suspended, reasons must be stated prior to the suspension of the mover of the motion. And 3, the Speaker shall suspend the order pursuant to the leave of the House. So reading 3, 1, 2, and 3 together, my humble view, and I respectfully submit in all modesty, that the respected majority leader should have come under this to move the House to suspend the rules. We've done this before in the ministerial nominations that we received. I stood here and moved on your behalf that we've received the first one. We are aware that Mr. Speaker may be out of the jurisdiction. We are aware that Parliament will be going on orientation and all. Therefore, should we receive any other communication from the President, we should waive the requirement that Mr. Speaker would have to read and refer. And we came under Order 3 to mean that all things that will be done must be presumed to be regular. Therefore, we would proceed to vet. This we did. So the right way to go was to pray with our leave for this rule to be suspended. But put that aside. Mr. Speaker, the respected majority leader has introduced a new argument, which with all due respect, I disagree with him. He can never be wrong, but I disagree with him. He says that there is a certain definition, he places some interpretation on Order 216 to say that Order 216, and at the risk of being repetitive, I shall read it one more time. The Business Committee comprises the leader of government business as chairperson, the leader of the party or parties in Parliament who do not form the government as the ranking member, the chief whips, and not more than 11 other members. To him, to the extent that he had assumed the black chair, the rule of automaticity triggers. Well, I would agree with you that when procedure and prudence clash, prudence must supersede. But it doesn't operate in this context, with the greatest respect. Because here we've laid down a procedure, a known one. And that is why you can find solace in Order 3. So therefore, your argument that these provisions are there, so there is no requirement for a motion to be moved. And that is why Mr. Speaker rightly supported the respected minority chief whip, that we enacted a process. Is the reason why the letter from your General Secretary did not just get to Mr. Speaker's office, but a certain procedure was followed. Mr. Speaker read it, and if you pay attention to the language of Mr. Speaker, when he finished, he now invited the leaders to initiate the process, whereupon your predecessor came to the dispatch box, read his final message to the House, and ushered you in, and we congratulated you. Sir, if this your jurisprudence persists, government business will suffer. Do the needful. Because today is Friday. When you were on this side, on a Friday like this, you will be doing this, that you want to go to the mosque. I don't know what has changed. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I told the majority leader that the day that we heard, the rumor brought it up, that he was going to assume the black chair on his side. One of my researchers told me that she's followed this legislator, and his passion for the law is so great that I should get my team to prepare for some legal exercise. It is good, but not when your back, look, all these empty seats. not when you have all these empty seats. Just look behind you. So if you know, Mr. Speaker, you remember when I was the leader of government business, on occasions where I tried to, push a certain agenda, he would tell me that look behind you. Mr. Speaker, see how posterity, just look behind you. I'm not doing government business. I don't have government business. I am opposition leader. My business is at large. Look behind you. You want to pass Honorable Muntaka today. Because Honorable Muntaka, let your majority leader know that we agreed to vet you today because of certain exigencies. And he is delaying this house. And your members will not keep quiet. They still think they are in opposition. He should look behind him, how empty the seats are, and direct the whip, the majority chief whip, Honorable Defemeko, to get out of the seat. His place is not where he is. This is not the time to be seated in your seat comfortably. Where is Richard Achampo? No, I won't talk about Doyo. They are new. They're two young men. They are supposed to start whipping the members in. Because even if we are to take the bill, the report, you don't have the numbers. And we are going to insist on it. So end it here, seek the leave, present the business committee report. Let's have some discussion on it. Mr. Speaker would allow you to adopt it and make sure this chamber is filled with your members. Then we can do government business. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I raise the issue in all sincerity, just a matter of jurisprudential interest, not because I really want to delay anything, but I noticed that we haven't really been confronted with a situation like this before. And I think that at a more convenient time, we should revisit this. Going under Order 3 to seek your leave and the leave of the House to bypass any of the orders and do business in this House is not a difficult thing to do. But this is a matter that Speaker should think about, and at a convenient date, give us some indications, because your rulings also constitute part of the rules and the orders of this House, and they guide the implementation of those orders. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I will seek your leave under Order 3 for us to proceed to have my good self present the business statement for the consideration of the House and adoption to guide business next week.
Yes, honorable members, just for your guidance, the Speaker is the chairman of the Standing Orders Committee, and he is also the chairman of the Select Committee of Selection. There is good reason for that, because he is given the power to interpret and enforce the rules. Earlier on, I drew your attention to the various types of permutations that we could have as governance in this country. This Order 216 refers to leader of government business. The leader of government business does not necessarily mean the majority leader. And I'm sure you can recollect Why? Now, we use leader of government business. But that decision is actually not taken by Parliament. That decision is taken by the government. The government decides who should lead government business in Parliament. So you can have a majority leader and another person, different person being leader of government business. So you are not referring to the individual. You are referring to the post, the position. There's good reason why in the ordinary committees, you are not called upon to swear an oath when you constitute the committee. But I've realized in the same standing orders, there are some committees that are called upon to swear an oath because of the nature of business, the mandate of the committees. In the case of the business committee, you are not called upon to swear an oath. This order 216 is referring to the position. So whoever occupies that position becomes the chairperson. It's ex officio, becomes the chairperson of the committee. And so by virtue of the fact that Honorable Mahama Ayarga is now the occupant of that position, even though I have not been given evidence from the government, I will take it that because the government has not objected to his being so, he is the leader of government business. And so he chairs the committee. Now, the other issue is if the person is not present at the meeting of the committee, can the person present the report of the committee? And my earlier ruling showed that yes, the person could present the report because it could be done by the authority or through the authority of the chairperson. And so I was drawing attention to the fact that because of the failure of the deputy majority leader to seek my leave and to inform us that he's been authorized or mandated by the chairperson of the committee to do so for and on his behalf, he is not properly clothed to present the report. And that is why I call on any member of the committee present to do so. There should be sufficient guide to the House. We don't need to amend any report. We just need to go by this. And I think we should take it as sufficient guidance. If in the course of the application of the rules there's any other problem, we'll definitely handle it when we get there. In the meantime, I will permit the leader of the government business to present the report, and then we can go through it together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the business statement for the third week. And
please, since you people have taken all my time, they've been the delegation waiting for over 30 minutes. But since you people are interested in jurisprudence, it's good. It's good for the edification, particularly of a new parliament. That's why I permitted it. But I'll hand over to the second deputy speaker to take the chair. Second deputy speaker will take the chair accordingly.
Yes, Honorable Leader of the House, and I assume you are the Leader of Government Business. So let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is the report of the Business Committee on the business statement for the third week ending Friday, 31st January 2025. Mr. Speaker, the committee met and it was agreed that next week there may be formal communications by the Right Honourable Speaker that ministers of state may be permitted to make statements on government policy pursuant to our various orders, that honourable members may make statements pursuant to Order 93, that we also will urge the Committee of Selection to expedite the process of the composition of the various committees so that business can commence with dispatch in the various committees. Papers may be laid during the week in accordance with Order 97. Mr. Speaker, the motions may be debated and their consequential resolutions taken during the week. And we propose to have a joint caucus meeting on Tuesday, 28 January 2025 to discuss pertinent issues of concern to honourable members. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Order 2162 and subject to Order 67 of the Standing Orders, the committee submits this report to this House for approval, adoption and approval.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the business statement for the ensuing week has been read to us by the Leader of Government Business. It is now before the House for consideration. If there's anything any member would like to raise with respect to the state business statement, the floor is open now. Yes, Leader of Minority.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the Majority Leader and Leader of Government Business has rightly presented to us the business for the ensuing week. We are grateful to him for honoring that duty. However, Mr. Speaker, you may recall that his predecessor, Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen, assured the House last week that the issue of violence related to the Ablekuma North parliamentary elections will be taken up. This side of the House had raised a serious protest on the way and manner the Electoral Commission was being pounded by the NDC Greater Accra Regional Party. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the NDC Regional Party, led by its regional organizer, led some party members to attack the EC Coalition Center. And the EC issued a public statement to condemn the act and pleaded with the police to intervene to protect them. Mr. Speaker, this was the basis of the protest we raised. Mr. Speaker, when business statements are read, it is the responsibility of any member of this House to raise a matter of national interest for the Leader of Government Business to ferry same to government for address. It was on that basis that Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen assured the House that Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen assured the House that he will take steps to address the matter. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, the EC has not received the necessary protection from the Elections Security Task Force to enable it conclude the collation and final declaration of Ablekuma North parliamentary elections. Mr. Speaker, the Electoral Commission complained of threat to the lives of its staff. The Electoral Commission complained of destruction of its properties. I would want my respected colleague who has just come to take steps in ensuring that Dr. Dampari, the IGP, who is the head of the Election Security Task Force, is able to provide sufficient security to enable the EC undertake its constitutional mandate. Mr. Speaker, we raise this as a serious democratic matter because it is a blot on our otherwise peaceful democracy. This is supposed to be a 276-member chamber. We are 275. The people of Ablekuma need a representation, and government must take steps in ensuring that the Electoral Commission declares. Thank you.
Do something. No business. Take your hands off Ablekuma.
Ablekuma needs a voice. They must be represented. You are representing your people. They are also Ghanaians. We must represent them.
Why does it? I want to be heard. Ethiopia.
No Ablekuma, no
honorable members.
Ablekuma needed.
No Ablekuma, no business. No way.
No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business.
Take your hands off.
Honorable members. No government business. No Ablekuma. No government business. No Ablekuma, no business. Not this Ablekuma. No Ablekuma, no government business. Business. No government business.
Honorable members. Resist oppressors who wait for our will and my forevermore. Help us to resist oppressors who wait for our will and my forevermore. Oppressors who with all I will and mine forevermore.
No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. They must have a voice here.
Ablekuma, no. Ablekuma needs a voice. Ablekuma needs a voice.
Ablekuma needs a voice.
Ablekuma
needs a voice.
No
Ablekuma, no government business. You are representing your people. They are also Ghanaians. They need to be represented. No government business. No Ablekuma, no. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business.
This is a 276 member house. Where is
No Ablekuma, no business, no business, no business, no Ablekuma, no business. Yeah, no business, no Ablekuma, no business,
no business? Where is
Honorable Ablekuma needs a voice. No Ablekuma, no business.
Ablekuma no? Where is Ablekuma no?
Honorable members.
Where is Ablekuma?
What is this? Honorable members, the business statement as presented to us is hereby adopted. Yes, leader, any directive? We have adopted the business statement.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. What are you talking about? One conspiracy. Sit down. What are you talking about? This is what? What are you talking about? You are representative of nobody will get up. You are representative of conspiracy. They also need a representative.
Sit down.
Tell him to sit down. What are you talking about here?
Sit down.
Tell him to sit down.
Honorable member for Bosoefraho.
That is a 276 member house. It's Ablekuma North. It's a 276 member house. A 276 member house. Where is Ablekuma North?
No business here.
It's a 276 member house. Where is Ablekuma North?
30 minutes. The House is suspended.
No way, no way. No way, no way, no way, no way. No Ablekuma, no business.
We have to go physical on you guys one day. That's the only solution.
Ablekuma,
Clap for your hands, clap for your hands, man.
Ablekuma, no. This is a 276 member house.
190 people.
Once Ablekuma, no. In the betting, we'll stop the betting. MPP Bernie. Betting if I even die. To say No Ablekuma, no government business.
Obi give you money. Hey, you put your money. No way, no way. No way, no way, no way. You see, you think every day here. You day here. They will bring on so let's start it now. They have started this sit down bed and cheaters every day. We don't go sit down bed and cheaters every day.
And this in India text me say me want family.
No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business. Stop the violence, stop the impunity. Stop the violence, stop the impunity. No Ablekuma, no business. It's a 276 member house. Where is Ablekuma? It's a 276. Ablekuma not. Ablekuma not. 276 member house. Where is Ablekuma North? Where is Ablekuma North? It's a 276 member house. Ablekuma North needs a representation.
No Ablekuma, no business.
North.